I choose to forgive, not because anybody that I'm forgiving deserves it, but because I need it for my peace of mind, for my health, for my mental health, for my happiness and joy. I need to forgive. So today I just want us to have a conversation about forgiveness is a daily choice, especially in marriages and in relationships. So let's go into the video and have a conversation. Hi guys, my name is Ndung'u and I'm so excited that you're here with us. This is Ndung'u and this is Love and Truth. I'm going to talk about forgiveness is a daily choice. We don't forgive because the person that we're forgiving deserves it. We forgive because of ourselves, because of our mental health, because we need to also be happy and just be in a space where we can enjoy our lives and enjoy our marriages. Because if we don't forgive, we will be bitter, we'll be upset, we will be having a very sad experience altogether. Now, I know that the family setup is the backbone of our society. You know, if you have been in a space where you have interacted with a married person, either man or woman, if they are unhappy at home, it actually shows even in their other things. They will be generally not be happy because this is the first person they wake up to, the person that they see as the last person before they sleep. And sometimes if you are not in a space where you forgive, then you actually carry a lot of bitterness. You can imagine someone offended you and hurt you, and because they have done that, you have not forgiven them, and yet you have to deal with them on a daily basis. You have to look at them every now and then, and of course that can really be toxic for you as a person, because you will be feeling bad, you will be feeling some type of way, you can't interact with people very well, or you can actually go and pretend there, but it will affect the way you are doing your work because you're not as effective. Some of you can actually be productive, but I'm now talking about those ones who cannot be productive, especially when they know that their area of their life is not working. So I want to talk about forgiveness, what it entails, how probably difficult it is for some of us and majority of us. And we really need to be in a place where we are actually very honest with ourselves. Forgiveness is not easy. And what is forgiveness? It is not just saying, I forgive you. It is walking the journey of total healing and total surrender and being like, I forgive you. And that issue, as much as I will probably refer to it, not in a way to show you that you really, it's a way of just making conversations. Like right now we are learning, I can use probably something I learned and I've already forgiven, but I'm not saying it because I want to show you how bad probably my spouse is or how my person is. No, it is for learning purposes or for something of that sort. I learned something just recently that I want to share with a lot of us. Forgiveness is a journey. That is the one thing that all of us do not understand. So if you're watching me and you have hurt someone and you're wondering, they said they're forgiven you, but their actions are not showing it, it's because their journey is different. They said they forgave you, but it's not so easy for them to actually walk the journey of forgiveness. Why is forgiveness not easy? Because we are emotional beings. Because especially for us women, we love deeply, and when our trust, when our feelings are taken for granted, it can really be painful. And you have questions, you sit like this and you are reflecting and you're like, this person, why are they doing this to me? I gave them my all, I gave them my best, why are they mistreating me? You know, as a man, you have invested in your wife and you're wondering, why is she cheating on me with her boss? Why is she compromising? You know, why is she lying to me? Why didn't she trust me? And of course, a lot of things that causes probably there to be some sort of disagreements or the like of it. So when I say I have forgiven, I actually mean it. I've said I forgive you, okay? But you see, at the end of the day, one, you did something that offended me. So I will be very cautious every other time you are doing something close to or that is seeming that it is heading in that direction, because now I am more scared of like, you did it before. I'm actually not surprised if you do it again. And if you do it again, you know what? As much as I think that you you are now starting to take me for granted, you're taking my forgiveness for granted. The situations that causes people to actually have issues are very dynamic depending on number one, how you have been hurt, and also second, the frequency of the hurt. Because someone can hurt you on a daily basis, someone can hurt you on a minute basis, someone can actually hurt you on a month basis, and probably the thing that they're hurting you concerning might be similar or the same, or just totally different. So when we're talking about forgiveness, it can actually be very complex depending on where you're coming from. But because we're in marriage, the thing is, forgiveness should be a daily choice. Why is it a daily choice? Today I'm talking about forgiveness from the perspective of you, the one that needs to forgive, not the one that you're forgiving because you need to have a good relationship with them. No, on you, a personal journey. When you are upset, when you're hurt, when someone has done something against you and it hurts you, and you're living in the same house with them, it can actually affect you in so many ways. It can affect your other relationships, it can affect your trust issues, it can affect you as a person, your health, health wise, in terms of like mentally and also physically. Because once you have your mental health not working very well, get into depression, probably now start neglecting yourself, and then again it moves from just being a mental thing, it becomes a physical thing, because now you're affecting your body, you're affecting your hormones and all those other things. So forgiveness is very important for you that has been hurt, that has been offended, because it will help you to recover, to heal, and to become productive. I have been in a space where I've been hurt and I carried that offense for 3 years, and I was wondering, why am I not very good at forgiving? When we had a conversation, I said I have forgiven you, but how come I have not really worked towards healing and just coming out of it? And for those 3 years, I have been unproductive. I have been struggling with almost everything, because at the end of the day, it just affects my productivity. And when I am asked for reasons why, I usually blame whoever it is that has offended me. So now I become a victim of my own circumstances. I am not productive. I become now so codependent, and you are wondering what is wrong with you, or what is wrong with your life. Why are things not moving on? I know there are people who will just go into work and they give their all and they give their best. But if you're like me, where you are affected all around, just because one thing is not working, it's like everything else now should not work, or you don't feel like you should actually put effort for it to work. So because of that, that's why we're talking about forgiveness is a daily choice. Now, is it a daily choice because you expect this person to hurt you on a daily basis? Not really. It is a daily choice, especially for some of us that have an issue with forgiving. It can actually be difficult. It's one thing to say, I forgive you. But the honest truth, me, I'm here to submit that we might not forget. God is very good at forgetting. He says that he will throw your sins away in the sea of forgetfulness. Just because he has said, I forgive you, you guys have had a conversation, you have told him, I messed, oh Father, Lord, have mercy. And then he says, I have forgiven you. For as long as God has said, I have forgiven you, even like in the next second, he won't remember what you guys were talking about unless you remind him. And you'll be like, do you remember I did this and then I did this? You are now the one who is reporting yourself, but him, he has forgiven. Now, for us human beings, because our emotions are intact, we don't do away with it. We don't say that now because you broke my trust issue, let me take the trust and throw it in the dustbin. It is broken, I will get a new trust. No, it is the same emotions that I am using to do the things that I am doing. So my neurons already know that, by the way, there's an issue somewhere. And as much as she has said she has forgiven, my body and my emotions have not reconciled the fact that, by the way, you did whatever it is that you did to me. So that journey of forgiveness can really be very difficult, and it can really take a lot of time. So first and foremost, can I submit to us that we all heal differently, of course depending with the gravity of the heart, right? So it's a daily reminder to you as a person that I forgive her when she neglected me, when she left me. I forgave her. I decided I forgave her on Tuesday. And every day I need to remind myself, Marion, you forgave her on Tuesday. So you need to continue walking the journey of forgiveness. Every time I feel bitter, Marion, you forgave her on Tuesday. Be reminded, a daily choice, reminding yourself on a daily that, by the way, you know what, I need to forgive. And you see, this forgiveness is very important for you as a person who is going in that relationship. The complexities of marriage are very interesting, because this person person is someone that you're living with, they are around you all the time or majority of the time, apart from when they're busy working. So because majority of the time they are with you, if you don't make it a daily choice, it is always a trigger every time you see them. Every time you see them, they trigger you to remind you of what they did against you. Every time you see them, you remember, you did this to me, you did this to me. And of course, because now you are reminded, you now have the same anger, the same pain, and you need to make a daily choice of, I forgive him nonetheless, I forgive him nonetheless, I forgive her nonetheless. And then every time you do that, of course, it actually gives you some level of peace. And now, because you are seeing this person on a daily basis, you give them your word that I forgive you. So now they need to see the fact that you are forgiven them, probably by the way you will be. You are silent. Now you now begin to talk to them, and probably you are giving them attitude. Now the attitude is melting away so that they can now see that by the way this person said they have forgiven me, and it's true, I can actually see even from the way they are dealing with me that they have forgiven me or they are in the journey of forgiveness. And while I am saying that forgiveness is a daily choice, the person that are hurting us, I'm not saying now because someone is forgiving you that you have the right to hurt them. Yeah, so if you've hurt them and you have had a conversation concerning it, please don't continue hurting them just because now we are talking about them having the daily choice of forgiving you. You can actually learn to be a better person and stop doing the things that you're doing to hurt another human being. Remember, you will give accounts for how you treat them before God. So be very careful how you treat this person. That is someone's child. That is someone's responsibility. That's someone's creation, God's creation. So you need to take very good care of them, or you will face the consequences in the end, because you will always give account. So itabidi tujue venye tutawak in this particular relationship. Now, so why we are talking about forgiving on a daily basis is that forgiveness is not easy. It's one thing to say I forgive you, it's another thing to walk that journey of forgiveness. And because forgiveness is a journey, that has really totally given me liberty and freedom, knowing that just because I say I've forgiven doesn't mean that I need to actually start the like I don't, it doesn't mean that tomorrow I shouldn't feel bad because I said I've forgiven. It's actually me having the consciousness of saying by the I forgive you, then being in a space of taking time and every day just reminding myself you need to work on that bitterness, because if you're forgiven this person, you need to forget probably, or you need to change the way you're treating them, etc. You need to forgive on a daily basis, and the forgiveness is not for that person that you are forgiving, it is for you who is in that place of pain, that place of anger, because you need to come out of it. Can you imagine living with someone for 20-30 years and you're not happy just because you did not make the choice of forgiving them? And the worst part is, once that person has offended you, their lives moves on. As long as they apologize, they expect you to forgive them. I have been in a place where I have offended my husband, and then I told him, Akiwoye, I'm so sorry, forgive me. And then once he said, it's okay, that is done, I assume that we are okay, so let's move on. So me, my life moves on. I am happy, I am doing my life, I am eating well. So I can imagine if he hasn't forgiven me, him is probably dwelling there. Every time he sees me, he's upset, but me, I'm enjoying my life, I'm doing everything that I need to do. So you can imagine your spouse is there just living their best life and doing things because according to them, you said you forgave them. So they have actually moved from there and we are moving on, but you're stuck there. So of course, because you're stuck there, can you imagine living with that person for years? You are looking at them like this, their life is going on, they are doing very well, probably at work, they are also actually achieving, because them, they are okay, they are happy, they think that you guys are okay. See, I asked for forgiveness and you forgave me. So we're in a good space and you just assume that things are okay. Yet, you who is now having to walk the journey of unforgiveness, you're there being upset, praying for distraction and doom and destruction of this person and their lives. And at the end of the day, while you're dooming them, you're dooming yourself, because the two became one flesh. So be very careful. So let us work on healing ourselves. Let's work on forgiving on a daily basis. Trust you me, been there, done that. It isn't easy. And the main reason I am saying it is because it is a journey. And you see, even while I'm talking to you, there are things I need to ask myself. Am I going to continue being unhappy just because he asked for forgiveness? They asked for forgiveness, whether it's family members, whether it is friends, and they, after they asked for forgiveness, they moved on. So you are the one who is staying there, marinating in your bitterness, marinating in your anger, marinating in the victim mentality. Then they moved on. Their lives is working, things are going on well for them, while you're there depressed, you know, being the victim, saying how people are bad, how they don't like you, how they hurt you, how they offend you. And for as long as you're in that state, you will be toxic, not just for you, but even for the people around you. So forgive on a daily basis. It is a daily choice. Remind yourself every morning, I forgive so and so. And today I need to act like so. Yeah, if it is talking that I was not talking to him, when they call me, when they talk to me, I will respond. Even if it is in few words, I will say something. If I was giving them, I was doing Cold War, I am now going to stop the Cold War. Even if I won't stop all of it at once, because of course, as I've said, forgiveness is a journey. But at least there's one thing out of the many things I stopped doing that I'm going to start doing. And then from there, of course, work on that on a step on a step on a step every day. And I'm sure that it's going to be amazing. If you have had issues with forgiveness, please let us know how you overcame. And if you have forgiven someone, how did you do your daily choices in terms of forgiving them? Was there a dose? Was there a process? Was there a way that you were doing it that made it easy for you to do it? Share with us and let us know. And thank you so much for being here. God bless you, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.